of the most common questions I see inside of Make support forums and AI automation agency support forums is, why am I getting duplicates? It's one of the biggest points of failures for beginners, and it leads to janky workarounds and wasted operations. Today, we're talking about bundles versus arrays. Same, but different. First, an array is just a list of items that typically have the same structure. It could be a list of numbers, it could be a list of names, or it could be even a more complex structure where it's a list of collections that have multiple types of structures in it. It'll be helpful to show you an example of what a bundle looks like, what an array looks like. Make is under the assumption that when you use modules like search or watch, you want to do something with each of the items that comes back. When you use this search records module, it's bringing back 4 different records and it's producing a bundle for each of them. If I jump into a different scenario where I have this same endpoint, I'm using the get. It's essentially the same endpoint as the previous module we were using, but using Make API. Now, when I run this, I am bringing back an array of records where Make doesn't know I want to do something with that array until I manipulate it in some way. And that's typically done through an iterator. So if I run this right now, the whole scenario, I am only getting one result for each. If I go back to the other scenario where I am producing bundles, I am going to produce one output here, but 4 here and 4 here. That is because each of those bundles is running through the rest of the scenario. And that's important to understand. So if you have 4 bundles, an individual bundle will process through the entire scenario before the next one starts. This is where duplicates happen. You probably don't realize you're producing more than one bundle somewhere. When you have an array, that array will carry through the entire scenario until you manipulate it. So if we throw that iterator in here, we'll get the same effect as the previous scenario where we're producing 4 bundles here, and now we have 4 here and 4 here. That's important to understand when you're going through your builds, is the difference between how Make handles an array and how it handles bundles. And within that, you want to make sure that you're using the limit function here. In summary, a bundle is an individual item that's going to process through the entire scenario, unless you have filters or aggregators in there. An array will process through the entire scenario as an individual object, meaning that array will continue until it's manipulated through the iterator to produce those bundles. Let me know in the comments if you have additional questions. I'm excited to hear if this helps you. And if you want more tips on how to use Make and AI in your daily automations, be sure to follow.